yesterday to catch up with the New York City Police Commissioner Martucci and his frustration over those arrested and how quickly they were tending to be released. Take a look.
I just heard a story about somebody saw a protester, a looter arrested. The reality of the situation is that that looter will probably be back in 3 hours and we'll have to catch him again.
Well, that's the problem for Mike Martucci. He's a Republican candidate for the New York State Senate. He wants the whole bail reform law addressed right now, to suspend that to the point that this kind of thing doesn't happen. Very good to have you, Mike. Easier said than done, but you're quite right to point out the unusual nature of someone being arrested and then, no matter almost what they're doing, released within minutes. What do you want to do to address that?
Well, first, Neil, thanks for having me on. Let me start by saying I totally recognize that folks have a right to protest and call for change and honest accountability. But what we see happening in New York, like you just showed, is really unbelievable. So, I mean, I think what needs to happen now, I mean, certainly it's a great first step that the governor had apologized to the NYPD for what he had said on Monday. But I'm respectfully calling on the governor to use his lingering emergency powers to immediately suspend New York's harmful bail reform. I mean, you heard Commissioner Shea talk about it, just yesterday on your show. And I think that right now we need our governor to step in and suspend these laws so that our police officers aren't forced to arrest the same criminals night after night.
So what does it mean, Mike? In other words, as things stand now under the bail reform now that you want to see suspended, is if you've burglarized something and you're arrested, you don't need to have someone, pay bail to get you out, essentially, right?
Well, right, and I think what's even more of a concern is the fact that night after night, our police, who are struggling enough to keep the city safe right now, and cities all throughout New York State, you see the state police have been deployed in cities all over New York, that people that are committing terrible violent crimes, burglary, assault, arson, are being released back out in the streets within a matter of hours. And it's clear that, especially in moments like this, where there's widespread rioting and larger concern with regard to public safety, that judges need the ability to keep people that are dangerous in jail.
Do you think with this 8 p.m. curfew that whether you're a peaceful protester or one inclined to do some damage, you've got to be off the streets? That's the message of the curfew. But a lot of people stay on the streets. By far, the overwhelming majority are not doing any harm. But the idea of a curfew is, you get off the street.
Sure. I mean, it's been clear that there are a select, very dangerous few. And I think it's important, really, in the safety or in the interest of public safety for everyone, that curfew is observed. I mean, again, now more than ever, public safety is the #1 issue. And I think that the curfew is a step in the right direction in terms of keeping New Yorkers safe.
All right, we'll follow very, very closely. Thank you for taking the time. By the way, we did reach out to Mr. Martucci's Democratic opponent, Jen Metzger. We have not heard back, but again, we hope to. So we'll see on that.